Welcome back. This is John Locke, and today I want to talk about a very important skill that you have if you're a good SEO consultant. You got to be able to convince the client or the organization that you're working with to make the changes that you're recommending in order to improve their SEO. Now, the bigger the organization, the longer this might take, the more steps in the process because it has to run through different people. Small businesses where it's one decision maker or maybe one or two decision makers, it's going to be much easier in those circumstances. It's going to be much easier in that type of scenario. That's my dog, by the way. Larger organizations, there's going to be more people to go through, different processes for getting your stuff approved. Why is this important? You know, you can make recommendations as an outside consultant or as an internal person on an in-house SEO team. But if the changes that you're recommending do not get implemented, it's not going to benefit the organization that you're working with. If you're giving recommendations or if you're making suggestions, whether it's changing the title tag of a page, whether it's changing the content of a page, whether it's implementing some sort of developmental change to the underlying code of the website, whatever it is, you got to show some kind of proof or some kind of correlation that's going to convince people to do this. One of the things that I like to do when I'm dealing with organizations where there's more than one decision maker, if I'm making a suggestion, I got to show some proof. I got to show some numbers. Whether it's saying like, hey, I'm suggesting that you do this on this page because 7 out of the top 10 results have this type of structure or this type of content or, you know, whatever it is we're suggesting. That's something you want to do. Let's say that it's like a code change. You could say if you want to have this type of search result extra feature, some kind of snippet, maybe it's like FAQ schema, maybe it's some sort of event schema, but those things can show up in the search results sometimes. You have to say, look, I see this other competitor that's doing this. Here's a screenshot of their search result, and here's what they're doing with the code to make that happen. Organizations and businesses, they really want to do things with SEO, or they want to get things done with SEO when they see their competitors either outranking them, or they see a new competitor coming up in the ranks. Those are things that you can use to motivate organizations. Now, sometimes it's not as easy because you might be siloed off as an SEO consultant sometimes where you're either outside person, you're giving advice, or you're inside the team, but the developmental part of it, maybe you're not working hand in hand, maybe that person doesn't want to implement stuff. You have to show proof to the people who are making the decisions, because ultimately you got to figure out who in the organization is going to make the decision, and just show them that it's going to be in their best interest, that whatever it is that you're trying to do, you got to get it done. Sometimes it also helps to break these things into smaller chunks and sell the idea of what you're trying to do and what the anticipated end result is going to be. Selling those like bit by bit and chunk by chunk to get all the changes made. Sometimes that's the best way to do it too. My name is John Locke. My business is Lockdown Design and SEO. I'm here about 3 days a week answering SEO questions. If you have a question of your own, put it down below. And I want to thank all the new subscribers who have come on recently. Our community is growing. I'd love to see you subscribe too and give this a thumb up. That's all I have for now. Until next time, peace.